Say queer line. Okay, I don't know how to say that. You ever see me wearing makeup? There goes all my brushes. Hi guys, James here. Welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's having a great day. In today's video, guys, I am going to be sitting down and doing my first ever project pan. Now we have all the items in this little basket here. It is the 1st of August when I'm filming this, and I will do a makeup tutorial after this video. So I will be using a lot of these items in that video as well. But I'm really excited about this. I have been meaning to do one of these videos for a long time, and I thought, you know what, today is the perfect day to start it. The 1st of August, we are going to go through all of basically my base products that I use all the time and just kind of talk about everything that I have in here, and then I'll show you all the levels of everything, what they look like. I will take photos of everything that I talk about as well. I do also have a marker for all the liquid items, so I can mark where the line is, and then later on at the end of this month we can go back and see what the levels are for all the liquid items. So yeah, that is today's video. Hope you like these types of videos. If you do, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. My cat is going to jump up on my table right now. Hello, little man. As soon as I start filming, he just wants to be center of attention. Because I'm not doing a makeup tutorial, he does actually have some space where he can lay down and join us in this video. He will probably follow my hands as I wave them around because he always wants pats. So he's here in this video. There's just no point in fighting him. I just get comfortable, little man, and maybe sleep on this side so I've got some room in front of me, please. I did moisturize my face. I don't want him to rub against my face because I'll get cat hair all over my face, because I literally just sat down after moisturizing, and he likes to like bump his head on my face and just like hold it there with his forehead. So, oh, now you're rubbing against all my makeup brushes. Great. I just cleaned all of those, and now they're going to have cat hair all over them. So, yay. Great. Alright, anyway, that is today's video. Like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. I am trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So that is my goal. I think I've got about 50 subscribers to go. So I'm very close. Basically, everything in this basket is mostly my base products. I have one eyeshadow palette that I'm going to focus on because it is my favorite eyeshadow palette in my collection right now. It is still quite new to me. I've only used it about 4 or 5 times, but it is just one that I'm definitely going to be playing with over and over, especially when I'm not really doing like makeup tutorials, but I'm just doing makeup videos or talking about makeup, like my makeup declutters. I will do my base in those videos, and then have like a quick eyeshadow tutorial. That's the palette I'm going to be using for those videos. So if you ever see me wearing makeup, there goes all my brushes. So if you ever see an eyeshadow look on my eyes, that is the palette I will be using. Alright, let's just get straight into it. So we've got a whole lot of different items. I'm going to start with my skincare items first. I have 2 skincare items. I actually just finished one of my skincare items, which was the Colourpop Moisturiser. I just finished that. So I've started a new one. This is the Garnier Skincare Hyaluronic Aloe Day Gel Moisturiser. Oh, that's a mouthful. It is just a clear moisturiser. I love these types of moisturisers, especially jelly ones, that just lay down on the face very nicely. It is just a hydrating one because I do have quite dry skin. I work in an environment with a lot of aircon and fresh air pumped into the wet place, so my skin gets very dry. And like I said, I only bought it 2 days ago, so I've only used it 3 or 4 times. So that is the first item. Oh my god. What are you doing? That's my second lot of brushes you've just knocked over. And then the next item we have is the Brazilian Boom Boom or Bum Bum Cream. This is from what's it? Salgen. Oh my god, I know how to say this. I say it all the time, but I can't say it today. Janeiro Brazilian Boom Boom Cream. This is a sample size I got in my Mecca Beauty Loop box. I really like the smell of it. And I don't use this on my face. I actually use this for mostly my elbows because my elbows are crusty. If you can see, they are like very dry and crusty. Oh my god, cat, you are just annoying me now. Just stay still, please. Please stay still. Like he goes to curl up and then gets back up. He's curled up on my table, but as soon as I move my hands, he's going to try and get patted. Anyway. It's basically for my elbows. I've used it a couple times. It is brand new as well. I think I got it last week and I've just started using it. By the end of the month, it's probably going to be gone. But I do think I will try and purchase a bigger size of that because I really like the scent of that. So that is the skincare items. Let's move on to... So the next item we have is this little item here. Now, it's very hard to see what the level of this is just because obviously it's like frosted plastic / glass, and you can't see what the levels are. But this is the P.Louise Stay Shining Lip Oil or Lip like gloss. I really like this. This is in the scent Velvet Dreams. I've actually had two of these. I had an orange Jaffa one. I've used that up, and now I'm using this. I use this around the house all the time just to keep my lips moisturized. So I'm actually going to put some on because it has such a brilliant sparkle to it. I love it so much. I actually always put it on before I leave the house to go to work, just so my lips are nice and hydrated for when I start work. So it does have a bit of like color to it. It's a red color, but it doesn't really show up on the lips, which is good, because I don't really like pigmented lip glosses if it's just an everyday wear. But I love the formula of this so much, and the scent of it, oh, it smells so good and tastes really nice as well. So that is something that I'm working on using up. I have a whole lot of lip glosses, but this is just one that doesn't have like an actual glitter reflect to it. It's just like the oil or the lip gloss formula has a really nice shine to it, which I love. But it is just something I'm working on, so I thought I'll put it into this video. The next item we have, let's talk about primers. Okay, so I've got a primer. I do actually have this. Let me show you this one first. This is the face glue primer from NYX. I actually really like this. I think for the best way to see the level of this is I'm just going to leave it standing up throughout this video, and then I'm going to mark where it is. I've got this one. I do like this one, but I also have two of these e.l.f. Power Grip primers. Now, I bought one, I couldn't find it, so I bought another one. Obviously, you can see this one's almost used up. It's probably got 3 more looks into it before it's gone. And then we've got this one here as well. I love these so much. It is a little hard to see the level because it's a bit of a tube and it doesn't like just go down there. But I'm just showing what it looks like. So I'll take a photo of both of them and I'll show you what they look like by the end of this month. So those are the 2 primers from e.l.f. that I'm going through. They are the same one. I love a good sticky primer. I've got a lot of texture and stuff, so anything that can hold my makeup onto my face, I'm loving. So I will mark this off. It is, I think it's about here. So I haven't used this as much just because I've been using the e.l.f. ones. But let me mark off the level here, and then I'll show you what it looks like at the end of this month and see how much I've used up of it. So this is the mark there. I have used it probably 4 times. You don't need a lot for this. You don't actually need a lot for either of these. So a little goes a long way on those. So the mark it probably won't move too much, but I am going to try and get through that because I want to use up all my products. The way I'm kind of doing this without even meaning to is I'm just going through all my steps of my makeup routine. So we may as well go from like primer to concealer and then all the other stuff. This is the Nars little pot concealer. I love this. I use this all the time for my underpainting. This is shade Light to Vanilla Soft Matte. Has a 24 months expiry date on it. It does retail for like $55, so it's quite expensive. This is what it looks like. It's probably got about 15 to 20 uses left in it. I only use this to underpaint around my mouth and all my breakouts where I shave, so it's only for like color correcting. I don't use it under my eyes just because I find it quite thick, so I like it just to cover all the problem areas before I actually go in with my foundation. So that's what it looks like. It's a bit hard to mark the level and you can't really see it because it's a concealer and it doesn't really show the level. So I'm just going to take a photo of this and show you at the end of this month. Alright, so we have my foundation and concealer that I use all the time. These are items that I can't really show you the level because of the packaging, and foundation, like you can't see where the level is. I would say this is about halfway through. This is the Revlon Colorstay Full Coverage Foundation. This is in the shade 200, and this is more of like a whipped cream formula. It's not a liquid. It comes out like a mousse almost, and it's very light, which is great on my face because it feels like I've got nothing on, but it is full coverage. It retails for about $25 from Priceline. It is my holy grail. I've probably gone through 4 or 5 of these tubes. I always wait until it goes on sale, like 40 or 50% off of Priceline. So when it does go on sale, I buy 2 or 3 of these at a time just because I like to save some money when I can. Again, I can't show you the tube, but once it's out or at the end of this month, I'll tell you what it feels like weight-wise. I think I've got about halfway left into that. So love that. And then for concealer, we've got the W7O So Sensitive concealer. This retails for about $6 at Chemist Warehouse. I really like this. And then again, packaging, you can't see what the level is, but from the weight of it and the amount I've used, I can feel that it's about half full. I use this all the time. So this will probably last me for the end of this year because, like I said, I don't use a lot of that. And a little does go a long way with that. So that is concealer. The next item we have is the NYX Wonder Stick. This is what it looks like. It is a dual product. I don't actually use one of the sides because it's like a gold highlighter. I don't use that. The side I use is like this cool tone contour little cream stick. I'm going to show you what the level of this is. That is the level there. I've had this since January, and I only do like 2 little lines. One right here at the top of like my cheekbones and like right where my ear is. Right here, like where I'm trying to get like that sunken in cheek hollow vibe going, and I only do about 2 little lines, so this will last me for the rest of this year and probably into next year as well. So that is my little contour stick. I love this so much. I bought it when it was half price because I wanted like a cool tone contour, but I didn't want to spend a lot of money on a powder. I just wanted something I can blend in with a brush just before I set my face, and I love this. Now the other side, like I said, I haven't even used this. It is like a gold highlighter stick. It's too dark for me to use, so I don't even use this side. So I technically only use half of this product, but I like this, and I will keep you updated with the level of that at the end of this month. All right, now we're into my cream bronzer. So I actually have quite a few cream bronzers, but this is my favorite. This is from LYS or Love Yourself or whatever it is. Oh, it just broke. Oh my God, I can't believe that. It just broke. And it's got cat hair all over it thanks to my cat. Oh my God, I can't believe that just broke. I love this. Oh my God, I can't believe that just broke. I've never had it break before, and I've taken it out like all the way a couple of times to show people what it looks like. It's got cat hair all over it. That's a shame. I love this. This is my second one of these. This is in the shade Harmony, and wow, I can't believe that just broke. Okay, I'm not gonna even try to like pick out the cat hairs because that is not sanitary. I'm just going to declutter this now. It's all over my table. It's all over my fingers. So I was going to show you the level of this and show you what it looks like at the end of this month, but I'm just going to declutter it. That is a shame. I'm glad it doesn't cost too much. It costs $28, which is a lot, but for a Sephora item, it could cost me a lot more. I know some of their cream bronzers and blushes retail for like $60 each, especially the Mario ones or the Patrick Tar ones. So I'm glad it's not like $65 or $70 that I'm throwing away, especially when I've only used half of it. But I'm not going to sit there and pick out the cat hair because it's all over on each side. It's not just on the end, it's everywhere. Thanks to my cat sitting right where it landed. And moving on to my setting powder. So this is from Maybelline. This is the Fit Me 120 Classic Ivory Pressed Powder. This is what it looks like. As you can see, I have used it a lot. I haven't hit pan on it. Again, I'll take a photo of it. The story with this is a little funny because I've always used a loose setting powder for the last 2 years. I think all my setting powders except this one and another one have always been loose setting powders for over the last 2 years. But I was in a hurry when I purchased it, and when I got home it was a pressed powder. So I thought, you know, instead of just not using it, I would try it out, and I absolutely love this. And I think because of this, I'm actually going to stick with pressed setting powders. I do have some loose ones still, and I will use them up, but since I purchased this is the only setting powder that I've used, and I've probably used this about 10 times. That's why it's been so used and abused. Now when I do my makeup, I like to set my whole entire face and also all the way down to my neck, so I use a lot of this powder. That is why I actually bought a brand new one, so I can have this as a backup in case I do hit pan on that one and I run out of it. So this is the one we are using right now, but I do have a backup if I run out of it. All right, onto powder, blush, and bronzer. Now, I do have these from Australis. I'm just getting some tweezers to open it because drugstore items I can never really open. We'll talk about bronzer because I always do my bronzer before my blush. So this is the Australis, what is it? The Flawless and Fresh Bronzer. It does have, what's it? Sequiline. Okay, I don't know how to say that. Sequiline and hyaluronic acid. So basically it's got skincare infused in it. Oh, come on, man. It's got skincare infused in it. It is vegan cruelty free, so you vegans can eat it if you want to. And it does have a 24-month expiry date on it. Now I've used this every single time I've done my makeup ever since I got this. I've probably had this for about 5 weeks. And it hasn't hit pan on it, but you can see around the edges where I have used a lot of it. So we'll see by the end of this month what it looks like. I actually did buy this 2 days after it launched at Priceline. It is a brand new item. Well, 5 weeks, to me that's a brand new item, but in the makeup community it's old because there's so many releases. But for me it's definitely one that I will repurchase. Now it is in the shade Glow Up. The next one we have is another one from Australis. This is the Fresh and Flawless Blush. So they both came out at the same time. I bought this the same time I bought the bronzer. This is a smaller pan. It's funny because this retails for $13.95 while this retails for $15.95. And I did actually mention that in my trying brand new makeup video a couple of weeks ago, probably almost 3 weeks now. And Australis, the company, actually watched that video and did DM me on Instagram saying that the blush formula costs more to make than the bronzer. So that is why this is only $2 less than the bronzer, but we've got half the product in the blush compared to the bronzer. So that was something that I learned, but I really love this shade. This is in the shade Delulu, and as you can see, I've used this a lot as well. I'm just trying to show you the pan edges so you can see the level of it. Now in this collection there are about 5 different blush shades, but when I went to my Priceline, everything was sold out except that one shade. So I picked that up. I love a peach blush, but this was the only one they had and I love that one. So that is the one we're going to focus on throughout this month. Alright, we're almost finished. 3 more items. The next item we have is from Revolution Pro. This is the Sculpt and Glow Highlighter Palette. Now, I only use the lighter shade because I find this is a little bit too dark for me. So I only really play with this one. So that is the side we're focusing on, which is the shade light. The other shade is medium. This is what it looks like. There is a lot of products, so this will probably last me over 2 years. But this is the one that I've been using for about 95% of all my makeup looks in the last 2 months. I picked this up when it was on sale for $10. The affordability of Makeup Revolution or Revolution Pro products is just phenomenal. And I know a lot of people think affordability equals cheap and something that doesn't work very well. But this highlighter is one of my favorite highlighters in my collection. I have $90 highlighters. This is a $10 highlighter for 2 shades, so about $5 per shade. And this hands down wins over my $90 highlighters. So that is something I'm going to take a photo of and show you what it looks like by the end of this month. It is, like I said, a very big pan, so you probably won't see too much movement, but I still wanted to include a highlighter in my Project Pan video. So the last 2 items is an eyeshadow palette, and then we've got a setting spray. Let's talk about the setting spray. So this is the P.Louise Skin Ready Set Slay setting spray. I love this so much. As you can see, I have used it quite a lot. I do have this other setting spray, which is the NYX Glue Setting Spray. I'm actually going to declutter this one, so that's why I'm not including in my Project Pan. The reason I don't use this is, as you can see on the bottom, it has all like the glue part of the face glue setting spray. It's all gone to the bottom. And I find this very, very sticky. And I don't like a setting spray where you have to fan yourself for 10 minutes for it to completely dry down. It actually sticks all over my shirt and everything like that. I don't like the feeling of it being sticky on my face. I like my setting spray to dry down very quickly and not have it to be like that tacky, wet, sticky feeling. So we're decluttering that one, and we're just going to focus on this P.Louise Ready Set Slay. So the level of that is about here. I've probably used about 40% of it, I would say, and we've got about 60% left. I'm just going to quickly mark the level, putting it on a flat surface in front of me so we can see what it looks like level-wise now. That is a horrible mark, but we'll see what it looks like at the end of this month. Now, when I use the setting spray, I drench myself. That is the mark here. We're going to go with this one because this one kind of got away from me. That's the mark here. I use a lot of setting spray. A lot of people just do 2 or 3 dainty pumps. I'm dripping from the top of my head down to my neck with setting spray, and then I use a fan, and I probably fan myself for a good 5 minutes to completely let it dry. Then I'll go ahead and take off the shirt that I've got like foundation lines all around the neck and put a fresh new shirt on. A lot of my shirts I wear white shirts. This setting spray and the amount I put on actually stops it from transferring onto my white shirt around the collar, so that is why I put a lot of setting spray on. And also, if you set your full face or use a lot of powder, setting spray actually melts those powders into your face and just makes it look a lot more flawless and like filter wise. So that is why I use a lot of setting spray. So we have the little line here. This is my P.Louise one. I do actually have this one from Urban Decay. This is one that I got in my Beauty Loop makeup box sample. This will probably do me like for 2 makeup looks and then it will be finished. So we're just going to focus on this one. The only other setting spray or face spray that I have is the MAC Prep and Prime one. And we've got about that level here. Actually, I might mark that as well because I mentioned it. I'll mark that as well. I do love this, but I usually prep my face with this before I actually do my makeup, just because the spray on this is quite thick and intense. But also I just use it mainly to prep my skin before I do makeup, and then this is the one that I actually set my makeup with. So that is setting spray done. And then lastly, we have the Grounder palette from Glamour-Natrix. This is the eyeshadow palette that I will be focusing on throughout this month and then a lot of months to come because I love it so much. Now, this is a pressed pigment palette. It is a 15-pound eyeshadow palette, or pressed pigment palette I should say. And I've probably used this about 5 times since I've received it. I love it so much. The pan sizes are quite big, so it will take me a lot to actually hit pan on any of these. The shimmers I'll probably hit pan a lot sooner because they are very softly pressed, and you can probably see some indents on the ones that I've used a lot. Especially these 3 here, I've used them a lot. They are very softly pressed, but I have also used the mattes quite a lot as well. The neutral shades and the green tones I've used the most. So those 4 I've used that one, and then these ones I've used the most as well. I haven't really played with that one. I've also used the white as a brow highlighter or inner corner highlighter, but the white will take me a lot to use up because I only use like a little bit each time. And the shimmers, well, the shimmers are very softly pressed, and I can see myself hitting pan with the shimmers a lot more than the mattes, because if I'm using another palette, I use the mattes and then I'll dip into the shimmers because the shimmers are just outstanding in this palette, and Glamour-Natrix is known for their shimmers. So this is the palette we're focusing on, especially when I'm doing like new makeup releases, declutter videos. I'm going to have makeup on in those videos, and I'm not focusing on a first impressions of a new eyeshadow palette. This is the palette I'll be reaching for. So yeah, those are all the items that I'm going to be focusing on throughout this month to try and do like my project pan plan. Again, this is my first time doing it, so if you've got any suggestions, please leave a comment down below. I'm super excited to actually watch all the levels go down, which just means I'm using my makeup. And 90% of the items that I've shown you are the ones that I use all the time in all my makeup videos for my base, so we can definitely see the levels go down, and I'm excited about that. But that, guys, is today's video, and I hope you enjoyed these types of videos. Now, like I said, if you've got any comments or any suggestions on like doing future project pan videos, because like I said, this is my first one, please leave a comment down below. But with that, guys, I'm going to give this guy a little bit of attention because he has actually been sitting on my table for the last 5 minutes being very patient. And I'm also going to have some lunch because it is lunchtime and I'm hungry. So I'm going to love and leave you, and I'll see you in the next one. All my love. Bye.